Good, happy Wednesday evening, November 18, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's begin. First up, we begin with coronavirus in New Hampshire, key information and data. Let's start with that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 15,303 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 11,330,842 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 502 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 817 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 424 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. And now let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. In Manchester, 413. And let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 2906. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalization. In the red, deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple. Total current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple, total positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths, and blue, recovered. And let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate and daily PCR test. And let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases, female and male of cases, and risk information. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percent of New Hampshire population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Capitol Center for Arts cancels all live performances until next year. Officials say shows canceled to help people keep safe. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Before winter comes, your old car has got to go because Auto North. Aaron, the center says it wasn't just the increase in numbers here in New Hampshire, that they also draw patrons from surrounding states, and basically they no longer felt it was safe. Inside the main theater, 300 of the 1,300 seats have been blocked off for social distancing. But even with those precautions, the Capitol Center says they still felt it necessary to hit the pause button. So all live shows have been canceled until January 14th. For performing arts venues, seating limitations were already making things tough.
That makes most shows very financially difficult to perform, both for the artist and for the venues.
We know that a lot of people, a lot of our venues are not going to see the other side of this tunnel. It's very unfortunate, but that's just the reality of how severe this is impacting the art sector.
The center says they're going to continue to monitor the situation. It's possible that additional shows could be canceled. Anderson says one thing that would help immediately is more money from Congress, but what they're hearing out of Washington doesn't make them hopeful. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Sununu asks Trump for extension of National Guard authorization. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously. With serious style.
Governor Sununu is asking President Trump to approve an extension of National Guard services to help with COVID-19 support. Their status is set to expire on December 31st, but the governor is asking for authorization to extend that to the end of March. He says the Guard has been critical to testing, tracing, and distributing supplies and will play a key role in distributing a vaccine. He's also asking for federal money to support those efforts.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. 98-year-old and married couple of 50-plus years recovers from COVID-19 in Newport, New Hampshire. More than a dozen residents at a New Hampshire nursing home have recovered from COVID-19. Let's take a listen to that video from My NBC 5.
Before winter comes, your old car has got to go because Auto North has the
Since the outbreak began last month, 33 residents have tested positive for COVID-19, but 15 of them have recovered, including a couple who's been married for more than 50 years.
I'm pretty happy to be able to say we are still together in the same place after a number of years.
Herbert Hansen and his wife Susan have been married for 55 years. They've been living at Woodlawn Care Center in Newport for several months now, which is in the middle of a COVID-19 outbreak. 3 residents positive with the virus have died.
We both have fought this malady.
Herbert says the only real symptom he had was a runny nose.
My wife had the same kind of thing, but she had much more of a bronchial issue than I did.
Listening to the staff and doctors, he believes is why they survived.
We do what they told us to do, and so far so good.
The couple was not the only ones in the facility on the mend.
I heard you had COVID-19.
Yes, I did. And I survived it.
98-year-old Eva Charles was one of the first residents to recover from COVID-19. She says luck was on her side.
It's different all over. I had stomach pains and things.
Eva's feeling pretty good now, as the nation and the world continues to grapple getting this under control.
People who are poo-poo wearing masks and being careful are being selfish is too weak a word.
But for Herbert, he's blessed to be able to still have the love of his life by his side.
You can't imagine how happy I am to be able to look over and see that she's there, and beautiful Susan.
The number of residents who recover from this virus continues to climb, a sign of good news. Now the next round of testing for staff and residents will happen on Friday. In Newport, New Hampshire, Matt Layton, NBC 5 News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching this evening edition. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.